pause the breakdown, but you were going
It's
someplace
okay.
with that in terms of, you know, Raheem not even approaching you, that part,
Yeah.
because of the level of maturity that you've gotten to and the level of comfort that you are in now, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, that a Raheem wouldn't even approach you. But and God just, you know, being that fence of protection for you that they can't even come your way. And then you were also talking about the ability to you know, the gift of goodbye, as some people call it. Like, you're not
Yes.
emotionally attached to
I
people
had
to
to I
where,
had to get that under control.
well, we all do. I think we
Do you,
all had to
yeah.
at some point get that under control. Now, me growing up, I've always did that, so it was, I think that it served as a negative at some point, because everybody was like, I could say that to anybody. Bye. What? Oh, huh? Deuces. And I'm gone, and I meant that, you know. But then I'm left friendless, and then I'm left by myself, and I ain't got nobody to talk to now as a result, you know. And so it was the opposite of me, for me, growing up. So I had to learn how to embrace, you know, quality relationships, because
Right.
if something stands out about you that doesn't benefit like me in the best way, I know how to like release that, and I won't even think twice about it, and you will never know that I released you.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, I'm not
Wow.
gonna
That makes a lot of
I ain't gonna
sense.
fuss at you. I ain't
Right.
gonna write you no letter. I ain't
And
gonna
that's how it
treat
should
you no
be.
different
So
kind of way. I done left you and you don't even know it.
but you know something, that's your gift and your curse, because sometimes that's okay. You that like is that's where the spirit of discernment comes in, where is this the enemy trying to divide us, or is this like me knowing I really gotta let you go? So in a situation where, because now that I'm like that, but I had to become like that because I was the complete opposite. So now that I realize how easy it is for me to let go of people, like I don't have no attachments to, you know, absolutely anyone. So now that I ask God, like, God, is this you who's making me like this, or is this the enemy trying to stop a connection being made? Or because like, but I like, and what I just know, I had to know myself. Like, I asked for all things good. I remember what I asked God for in prayer. I remember who I am and whose I am.
That's good.
So when before I give up on somebody, I do it your way, like you said, with no, I don't even give signs or anything, because I need to know, is this God? I don't like to, how it works for me is I don't do it in a
Negative way.
Yeah, in a negative way.
Yeah.
I do it in a way like I make it
like
my
you're
business
concerned
to
about
show
their
you, like,
feelings.
it's no feelings like that. Like, God, just, this is not gonna work, and I don't want to be in anyone's life, and you know, if I'm not supposed to be in it, and blocking something that could be good for you, and I don't want nobody blocking anything for me. So I pray on my relationships. I pray on my friendships. I am 100% okay with being by myself. However, I know how to receive people.
Yeah, if need be.
Yeah. So
I have a question. I'm sorry. When we started out, you said that how society says, you know, we should look. Do you feel that you have answered society's call on how you should look?
Every other week.
She say every other week.
That's why I had to stop living for society. That's what's making people crazy. I had to tell myself, Jesus loves you, Vanessa.
Hey, Jesus.
Like, I literally had to tell myself that every day. The glow that people see is the glow of me after I talk to God. Because when I think about society, I feel little. When I just refuse to allow another human being to tell me this is how, like, as far as image, like body image, help me with my heart. So I never thought I would get here. I literally prayed to be like that, to not care what people think. Because once upon a time, I did so strong that I blocked my own thoughts to satisfy other people's thoughts. And I was crazy. I want to say that I was really crazy. And I don't want that for nobody. That's why, like, I go out my way to show people I love them for them. That's why these days, no matter how good I look or I can abuse someone, use my beauty, I show men that I love them for them. I don't have the mindset, oh, he got the most money, or he popping bottles in the club, or I'm going to get more likes with him. How you treat me matters. How you treat people. Because you're not going to treat me good just because I look the way that, you know, you want me to look. But when we go outside, you're going to be talking to women crazy. I believe that I don't want nobody's karma. I don't want nobody's bad karma. So I like, huh?
No, I wasn't trying to cut you off. I'm just trying to remember some things. What are the perks of having the surgeries? What are the perks?
Life is definitely easier for me. Life is easier for me. There's this, you know, pretty privilege is really a thing. But it's temporary. All the privileges that they say comes with it is temporary. It doesn't fill the void. So I have the worldly part of it. If we're gonna talk worldly, yeah, it's good. But when I come home,
that's what I want to hear. When
I come home at night,
wow,
that's clip. That's done. So when the worldly thing of it, it's like, it comes with something.
Wow.
It comes with, you gotta lack integrity for the worldly part of it. So when I realized that there was just some things that a woman like me, I knew, like someone like me, the life that I want, how my attitude, I have to have Jesus with me. Because and I have to accept him. I have to choose him. I can't be wishy-washy. And because for women like me, my generation, they doing some things to get some things, and I just
talk about that. What are some of the things that they're doing that we should bring?
Women are selling themselves short. That's what women are doing. They selling themselves short. And when I had to really think of, that's what gets me back to thinking about my goals, the life that I want for myself. I can't live on nobody's tab but Jesus.
Come on.
So integrity, I had to make sure that when I got this body, and this is something I prayed for before the body, don't let this body take my integrity.
Wow.
So now, because I look like this, I feel like I gotta fight harder. I gotta be stern. I gotta be more stern. I gotta the light that's on me matters even more, because you're not gonna say she got it because of her waist.
Wow.
That's not gonna be my story. You're not gonna say she got it because she's some rapper's boyfriend, because she got some rich. But I am the rich bitch.
Oh,
God forgive me.
But no, you saying how it is. You know, that's the worldly piece.
Yeah,
and that's what you're saying. So
and then the thing is, like, though, there's no, we want wealth, we want all of that. It comes God wants that for us. But you want favor. This what I want.
Now let's take God out of the equation. Let's take God out of the equation, because a lot of people are not speaking the way you're speaking about God. They're going to get this done. My body is what it is. My attitude has changed, and I can wear my jeans because
that's good too.
Something has switched. Yeah, something has switched for people. But what I want to ask you also, because I took a relative to get some body work done, and when I went, I just saw women being rolled in and out. Some of them were getting in the hatchback, backseat of cars because they had to lay down. And for a moment, I felt like I was around herds of cattle, because they was rolling them in, roll them out, roll them in. And then everybody was going to get the same thing, and it was just kind of like everybody was robotic, and they was looking the same. You know, there was nothing that was changed. It was like a Barbie doll store, you know.
Right, yeah.
And so how did you feel when you I mean, is it pricey for the things that you need to get done? Did you have to save for a while?
Oh yeah.
How did you feel coming out? Like when now, whatever you have had done, and you see other women, how do you, you know, what's that feeling? You
I be
know,
happy for
like,
them. When a woman comes out of surgery, number one, I'm so happy for her. That's the number one, because I know like what you went through, the medical part of it. I've been denied, my BMI been too high. So when it finally happens for us, usually, you know, if you know, depending on your heart, you're happy for the other person. So when I came out of surgery, like, okay, so I did my tummy tuck in 2020. So okay, the finance part, it's all saving but miracles as well, because I want to say that my savings didn't really get me where I am. Like the amount of money, like what I make, my lifestyle don't amount to my income. I don't know. So it's like I have favor. That's where favor comes in too. Like when with my surgery, there were people who believed in me, who would challenge me and held their end of the bargain.
Yeah.
So that was also how I was able to get it done, and consistency, because I had got denied because of my weight. So I had to really put in time at the gym. I had to change my whole entire life. I had to stop thinking. That goes back to you saying like the mind. Like I found peace. Before I laid on that table, there was real peace in my mind. I have to say I didn't lay on that table heartbroken. I didn't lay on that table with any agenda. I'm going to flex on somebody when I recover, or I'm going to be, you know, like I didn't lay on that table with any malice in my heart. So it was good for me, and not a lot of people have that story. Everybody's story is different. So what I would want to say is, before you lay on that table, you know, my eating was already under control. You know, I write a lot. I tell myself what I want. Like that's my vision board behind me, and like I just stick to the plan. Like I'm a person, no matter how much the plans change, the goals don't ever change for me. My goals is my goal. So I don't know if that answers the question.
that's good. No. That's good. No, that's good. That's what I was kind of like going after to see
But
where it was. Are you finished your surgeries? Are you finished?
I'm not.
Surgeries?
I'm not done. No, just to be honest. No.
You look good, girl.
So you're doing a total makeover.
Thank you.
You're doing a total makeover.
Because just these, like, as far as body wise, more so like maybe like the arm, the skin. But it's not like a big thing like how I cared about as far as my fupa and the now, you know, my boobs sit up. So it's almost like it's not the pressure the same way that the stomach was. But when I get the chance, yes, I will change it, because I was told that.
That flab gotta go.
Yes, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't, you know. I could talk about it because I really don't care. But if when I get the money, it'd be something like if I'm sitting, okay, it's time to do my arm. But it's not like that same pressure and that same like, oh, I need to get, you know, when it was to get the fupa off. Yeah, now, it's not the same drive. No.
And you mentioned something about people doing fraudulent activity just to get on the table. Could you break that down, because I'm not familiar with what that is. So what type of fraud activities are people doing just to create the body that they want?
So before I get on that, because I don't want no one to take this personal, because you know there are people who have done it who's watching. So so before I say that, I want to say that that was presented to me, and I'm not judging nobody for it. You know, but there are some people where it worked out for them, and there's some people who it didn't. When it was presented for me to do it, God don't ever let those kind of things work out for me. Wow. And I say thank you for it. Now that I'm the woman that I am today, and I did it the right way, I did it with my own money, and no man could say they did this for me. Nobody, no PP loan. Thanks God, all those things are public records. Like this was really me and God, and I think that's really why more I cherish it, because I plan on doing this in 2017 and didn't have not even a little bit of the knowledge that I have now. All I knew is that I didn't like the skin on my body. And at that time, I only had my 2 daughters. I didn't have my son yet. So it was almost like God, and I had the money. Like, well, I had a way to get the money, I should say, which would be a fraudulent way, just to be honest.
Okay.
Because I didn't do it, so I can talk about it.
Yeah.
But however, that the woman, like, if you do your research, you know, you've been blessed, you know, whatever. But when I was going into it in the fraudulent way, God forbid, you know, I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't know about recovery. I didn't know that, like, I really was in a different world. That woman was going in it for the worldly things.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more personal for me with the fraudulent thing. I just don't do it that way. It comes back to you in so many ways, and I don't want it for it to be that desperate. Like, I don't want no woman to do it out of desperation. I don't want you to do anything out of desperation. And there were so many things that I attempted to do in a desperation that God blocked. And I say, thank you. So if this message, if you seeing this and it's like you thinking of a way to do it, especially today you're going to get caught. Like,
wow.
So, but the lack of knowledge, the people who are doing it with the fraudulent way, they're going in blind. And, you know, I don't want to speak about, because I survived. It's a touchy subject because people passed away, people got infections, people, you know. So I don't like to talk about it, you know. I don't want nobody to feel like I'm boasting because I survived. Because the amount of people who's dying right now is like, make it out of surgery is a big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So you want to go in healthy.
K. Michelle has a show about that. Have you seen it? Because she herself had experienced too much. I don't know if it was Botox to the point where they were putting cement in her butt, and her butt was like really huge.
I saw something about that. And I went in and I did a lot of research before I went in. I had 4 years of research. I thank God for all the roadblocks before surgery. I thank him for the mental health that I got before the surgery. God was healing me in my mind. And the thing is, like, I'm so sorry. I keep going back to God. Did we say we were going to stop talking? Because what it is that he is the, he saved me. Like, yeah, he just saved me. He saved me from myself. Like, because there was a lot of things. Like, I'm one of those people that my story is not people doing to me. A lot of things I was doing to myself. Okay. So, you know, so it's like I always go back to God because he saved me. And like, because I always got some plans. I'm always on a mission. And that's a good thing sometimes. But I had to learn that in the still season, even when it feel like God is doing nothing, he's doing something.
Wow, he's doing something.
And that was something that I had to tell myself and believe, because the things that God blocked for me, it sounds good, you know, when you talk about it, but when he blocked it, and after I'm like, thank you, because I was gonna go into surgery so blind.
Wow.
And he blocked it. And he gave me.
What's the downsides? What's your downside of the surgeries? What have you had any fears or any, you know, like, what if I get sick? What if I get an infection? You know, because everybody's body doesn't respond the same to certain things. And so you talked about people dying. Did you ever have that fears? Because like usually going into surgery, you know, you'd be like no stress, no nothing. You just
so that's
so what's the downside?
So I didn't have
of not having
the only downside that I had is my last surgery, March 15. I had 3 surgeries, and by the grace of God, I healed well. My scar were all amazing. I didn't have no infection. I always go do blood work after. And for all my surgeries, I did the proper protocol. I went to a real primary care in the U.S. Even when I went outside of the country, and they told me they didn't even care what U.S. said, I was going to do my labs all over again. I made sure I went with my New York labs. I mean, my American.
Labs.
How many? So do you find it easier to Yeah. Is it easier? Why do so many women go outside of the country? Because it's cheaper,
That's
or
good.
I went
and the
outside.
risk of coming back?
I went outside the country because not because it was cheaper, but because they give the body that I wanted. And I achieved that body in the Dominican Republic. Because in the Dominican Republic, they're more aggressive. So, but I ate for the Dominican Republic. I literally ate the proper food. I changed my entire diet for Dominican Republic because I knew what I was going into. I knew how aggressive my doctor is. So I lived on beets. I was very healthy for Dominican Republic, and it matters because they complete the assignment. And I feel like if you have any complications, but the thing is, like, I'm a person, I mentally prepared myself that if I got denied this time, that I wasn't going to be crazy, that I was not going to try to manipulate my situation. I never did that for any surgery. By the grace of God, before I got on that plane, my primary care cleared me for surgery honestly, based on my body, no bribery. There are doctors who are taking money from people, like, it's really happening where, they saying that the BMI making you a little taller so your BMI could be what it is. And that's just insane. And I had to ask God, I had to become the type of woman that wasn't desperate for it. And, don't be desperate, because Dominican Republic, you need to be right. You need to be right in every healthy.
So you have to be a certain body size in order to get surgery.
Yes.
Oh,
Your
okay.
BMI
People
has to be
come in
30.
as is, like with a big stomach for the tummy tuck. So you have to have your stomach a certain size in order to get a tummy tuck.
No, you have to be a certain
Yeah, you have to be a certain
the
size.
A weight is the
Yeah, a
weight.
certain weight.
Oh,
Like that BMI matters. Like now, I see some doctors taking at 35 the BMI, but they really want you to be typically 34 and under.
and
So,
why?
yeah.
Why?
Because I feel like it's the body mass index, like the oxygen for oxygen purposes.
Oh, because something can happen.
Yeah, so people will forge they make themselves a little taller to make the BMI lower. People will lie about not having diabetes, asthma.
Oh, I see.
And then there's some people where when the US denies you, now they travel to the country who don't care about you, and
you lay on the table
and whatever happens, he got his money. He or she got his money. So I did research, and I don't want to say who my doctor is because my doctor did have some debts under his belt. But what it is that I found out that my doctor wasn't actually doing the surgery; he was just the face of it. So I proceeded.
So when you say that he had some debts under his, when you say he had some his business, he wasn't doing the surgery. But somebody else was.
So the honest truth is that the doctor himself that I went to, when he was doing it without a team, or without the proper team, I should say, he had a lot of debts in the beginning, back in the early 2000s. But apparently I heard that he lost his license, but he owns the building. Don't quote me. So he's just the face of but somebody else is doing it. So I went with my doctor for a leap of faith, and he delivered, and I survived. But I made sure I did my part.
But isn't that what you talked before about not being desperate? But isn't that a part of being desperate? Even though you know that this doctor has lost some lives, and you still went to get it done?
I found out that he doesn't do it anymore. So he's not doing.
Yeah, but I'm saying he doesn't do it anymore, but he did cause some deaths.
And back in 1990. But since now in this generation, this time, he hasn't had no deaths when I went to him. So recently I found out in the Dominican Republic that someone with the team now, someone has passed away. So it's just like, you just never know. But I didn't, when I went to him, I
Wait.
wasn't.
You found
Yes.
out recently that that the team he has now, someone
Yes,
passed
so
away?
because if he's not doing the surgeries like they said, that means that the team must said is why this girl passed away. But
Lord
you know,
mercy.
huh?
See, that's the piece the piece that we put ourselves at risk, because even though we may know, not just you, people, they don't do their
Yeah,
research. Like you said, you
I
did your
did. You know,
research. So for me, if I found out that a doctor had deaths under him that he did in 1990, and here it is 20 whatever, I'm not going to it.
that and a lot of people did say that, and that's why I was honest. Like about my doctor, you know how, because some people, when they stick to a doctor, they lie. He's the best. You know, I knew his flaws before I went in, and I also read. I did a lot of research, because a lot of the times,
Girl, his flaws was death.
you know
Yeah,
something.
and you went up in there. That's
You know why? You want to
That's
know
the
why?
grace of God,
Because
sis. That's the
you
grace
want to
of
know
God.
why? I know what you guys think. That's how I was.
That's the
thinking in
grace
the
of God.
beginning.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's the grace of God. You going in there. That's the grace
You know,
of God.
because I found out what was going on, because I always used to, before I got into the surgery world, I used to blame the doctors for everything. When I didn't know, there's too many people holding the doctors accountable for too many things. These doctors are not magicians. When you leave their office, there's a certain way that you have to be. And that's why I say, I could be honest, that what I was going to say is that March 15, I had complications, but not because of the doctor. I know what I was doing. These girls don't come up and say, oh, I went to the beach, that, you know, they was out of their faja for a while, or that they were drinking, or that they taking drugs. A lot of these, don't get me wrong, it's both of us are wrong, because one lied, one didn't care to catch someone in the lie. However, I don't blame nobody for, you know, God, at the end of the day, he's in control, but a lot of these girls are lying. And I had to I had to sit with some liars who knew that and was proud and boasting about it, to realize, oh my God, it's not always the doctor's fault. You know, like
because they went in with preconceived notions, and they didn't follow whatever
like
routines
I
they were
was
supposed to
supposed
follow.
to lay down. There's a lot of you have a lot of restrictions. People just want to look good. They just want to show you, oh, you know, the restrictions matter. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't take any of the medication that they prescribed. All 3 surgeries.
Why?
I didn't take no narcotics.
Why? Because you were anxious?
No, because I have a high tolerance for pain, and I don't want to get addicted to medicine. Like my culture, food is our medicine.
Yeah.
So that goes to say, like, I ate for my procedure. I ate my medicine. Like, it was just certain things I drank. Like, I eat a lot of pineapples. Everything that I eat, I eat to fuel my body. So their medicine, I didn't take none of their muscle relaxers. I got prescription for my first surgery that I just didn't fill out, because I was living off of Tylenol PM and just drinking a lot of water, beach juice, and things like that. But some people go back to hookah. Some people go back to the tobacco.
Wow.
You knew you had asthma. You know, a lot of these girls are not being honest. And I had to have some friends who wanted to be dishonest, to say, nah, sis, you wild, and it was never that serious. So that's a lot of it too. You know, you know, a lot of people like to blame the doctor, but me being in the surgery world now, it's not always the doctor's fault.
Not always the doctor's fault.
It's not.
Your culture? Where are you from? What's your culture?
So I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, but my family's from Haiti.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I can hear that.
Yeah, so we you know, we don't have all that medicine and stuff like that. Like, I'm not a person growing up, I never really been sick. Can't remember like having a cold.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, I just made sure, like, the health part of it, I took it very serious.
Yes.
And then the March 15th surgery, I started walking. I wanted to, you know, I got into an altercation with somebody, was just doing too much. My scars, you know, looking crazy.
Oh,
but
Lord.
I couldn't say I couldn't lie and go on any site and act like the doctor did something to me. There are girls who know you didn't sit down, you went back to it,
Wow.
you didn't compress. Now you're trying to say that this lump and this thing. And don't get me wrong, doctors, there are complications. There are doctors who are, but that goes to do your homework.
Mm-hmm.
And I do.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that your experience turned out well. I'm so grateful that you're honest about your experience, because somebody's going to look at both of these episodes and they're going to be like, wow, now I get why I had this complication, or I get why XYZ. Or someone will watch this and say, wait a minute, I heard her in the first episode say, love yourself first within.
Yes.
And maybe I don't need no surgery. Just go out there, exercise, get it off, the natural way, and to, eat right and things of that sort. So you may be saving someone, by preventing them from having surgery. Or if they have surgery, they're going to get their research. They're going to start to ask questions. They're going to, make sure that they research the physician. And, and again, I would say personally that if any doctor has 1 or 2 deaths under their belt, don't go. Now, that's just my advice, because you came through the grace of God. And I thank you so much for sharing that. But I'm just going to go another step and say, be careful, run.
Amen.
Because
That's
there are so many physicians out there. They're not the only doctor. So go to someone with a great track record, even though you may look like, 5,000 other women. If that's your thing, just go ahead and go for it. Or enjoy the body that God has given you. Eat right, lose weight the best way that you can.
Yes.
If you can get it off, because some people have thyroid problems, like you said earlier. And some people eat, they're want eaters.
Yes.
They got their ice cream, they sit on the couch and they just emotionally eat. And then there are some people who are anorexic. They don't want to see food when they're sad or depressed. So you find your way through this whole thing in terms of body image. And I appreciate you coming on and being able to share this. But I do have 2 additional questions. How can people who will see this live reach out to you if they have any questions that they may want to ask in terms of, what you may or may not have discussed during this time? So how can they reach out to you?
Private message, DM, my Instagram DM. I'm good about answering it. As long as the person is respectful. So I'm open to talking private message on my DM on Instagram.
Okay. And keyword is respectful, because we definitely have to respect each other. Thank you guys for the lights coming in. Again, if you guys have questions and you're watching this, I can't really see the numbers on this, but if you are watching this and you do have a question before we get out of here, go ahead and put it in the chat. And just as Nina said, go ahead, Bella. What should we call you?
Any Nana, Bella, anyone.
Nina.
And so reach out to her during the DM. You can definitely DM her respectfully. And that was certainly the key word. Don't come bashing nobody, because that's not what we're here to do. We're not bashing the physician. We're not bashing women who have gone under the knife. No, ma'am. No, sir.
That's right. That's right.
Do what you need to do. Some people have to straighten out their teeth for a better smile. If you got to put on braces, do it. Whatever it is, to make yourself feel better. But like she was saying, do your research, because a lot of people are getting the tummy tucks and dying, are getting the butt and don't know what the injections
and the massages, the aftercare is so important. The aftercare costs, I think, just as much as the surgery, because the massages, they matter, and the girls don't have enough money. Some women go in with just enough, and I've been there. I know what it's like. The massages matter. I say no matter what, God, do not let me touch the massage money. Like, because the fluid, you got to get the fluid out. And your homegirl can't do it. Like, they're just point blank.
The way that they can.
Yes, you got to get the fluid out of you. So that is pretty pricey. And I just feel like if you going with the mindset, the proper mindset, there's just certain things that you're not going to go through because you didn't allow yourself to go there. So that's why the research is so important. The finance is so important, but the mindset. The mindset in which you go in is so important.
That's good.
How you feel about yourself. You have to remember, you doing this for how you feel about yourself. So you don't want to be in secret pain looking good. You don't want to be looking good on Instagram and doing horrible in real life.
My God.
So when I went, I'm so happy that when God allowed me to go to achieve it, that I wanted to be good in real life.
Yeah.
Like, it was no longer about, like I said, it was no longer about an image. It was about me. It was about Vanessa.
That's good.
Nena Bella, like me. So make it about you. Make it about, like I said, I made a promise to God. I made a vow to God, and I intend to keep it. And I know that with me, when I feel good, I do good.
Me too.
So,
me too.
Yeah, when I feel good, oh my God, I can accomplish whatever I want, but I have to feel good.
But I do want to say one thing. I'm so curious about all this. My goodness. So when you're saying the massage part and the fluid has to come out, they don't put drainage in you. Isn't that a part of the fluid coming out, or are you speaking of a whole different process?
No. So for tummy tucks, you have some drains. It depends. Some doctors don't use the drains. Some doctors do. But no, even if you have drains, you still need the massage. You still need them to be going a certain way. Like, there's just something that those girls, when they go to school, to help the fluid come down, because when it builds up, I miss the surgery. I mean, I miss the massage. You do not want to miss a massage. That pain is excruciating.
Oh, it's a whole process then.
Yeah, it's the healing part is the real, because you don't come off the table looking like how we look. You literally have to, keep your fire hot or keep the massage. I even, got, even though I don't go to the professional massage, I even got something, because every now and then, like, I don't have no feeling in my stomach yet. Yeah.
Oh,
so every now and then you still need to go back and maintain, like, that fluid, when it builds up, man, I don't wish that for nobody.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yeah, it hurt. And alcohol makes it itch. And then some girls don't know that alcohol makes you itch so bad. Like, like the alcohol, you can't go like maybe 3, 6, but even 6 months when you drinking, you feel like, if you ever in the club and you see them itching, that's the alcohol, that's the lipo.
Well, it'd be a lot of itching, a lot of people itching.
Yes, like,
yeah, they itching, they scratching.
Alcohol makes you itch. Going back to smoking cigarettes. And the weed is not really a problem. People can't smoke the weed without the backward paper, and then that caused them up. It's just, and then the people don't know the smoking makes the healing, like, dark spots.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Hell.
So they're gonna be looking like a zebra or like a cheetah.
Don't, amen to the filters, amen to Instagram, but it's a lie. You want to, my goal, when I received the knowledge, it was no longer about Instagram. It was about, Lord, I want to be lit in real life.
Come on.
Like in real life.
Listen,
so,
what you see, and then the older you get, I don't know, how old are you?
29.
See, honey, the older you get, you'll be on a Zoom call with no makeup. and it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you become who you become. Like, growing up, I have these full lips, and I used to think they were so big. And growing up in my day, it wasn't a thing to have full lips, and now everybody wants lips. I'm like, whoa, I got full lips for free. Right? And I used to say,
So no mean to cut you, because what you saying, I'm already like that. so for me, it's like what the career that I want. It's like, and what I want for myself, I have to, you know, no matter, even though I look like this, that's why I project myself a certain way, because this doesn't really matter to me, because what you're talking about is coming very soon. But however, I think before I get 40, you know,
Well,
but you know, we live in a world, where image, we live in this world now. If you don't look a certain way, or you know, you don't have certain things, you know, you can't even get through the door now, because now it's popularity, talent. You know, they making it seem like they can. It's more popularity, you know, and it sucks. So for me, I know that when I get to a point where I don't have to care, because I really don't, I'm gonna be exactly what you said. Like,
listen,
I'm
baby
already
girl,
like that.
you
I
gonna
love
get that. These 40s be like, huh? I ain't got time to put on no makeup. I was getting up at 5:30 in the morning.
I was like,
in the morning.
I was like,
Get some lip gloss. They might get some lip gloss, and I might put that on in the car before I walk up in the building. So that's me for real. But even to be this is like discipline. Okay. It's like, Vanessa, you know what you want to do. You know the world that you gotta attract the lifestyle that you want. So I am glitz and glam. You know, I am, but I am also the pajamas and the you know, robe. So it's, do you walk outside without makeup?
Oh yeah, I love my skin. I'm actually working on my actual skin. I have a whole skin routine thing. So I started actually wearing makeup more because of where I work. I work at a very classy restaurant. So it's like I'm keeping up. Like, that's the image of our restaurant. So it matches me. So I matched it, you know. But I do. On my days off, I exfoliate. I let my face breathe. I love my skin. I love being chocolate.
Me too. Ooh,
yes. So this and I have stopped this for a while. Like, I'm actually just coming back to myself.
That's
like good. Yeah, I was in a
I'm very proud of you.
Amen.
You know?
Amen.
You're young, you know, you're young, and I get it 100%.
Yes, I try not to beat myself up anymore, because I could beat myself up.
No, you can't beat yourself up, because when we're all young, when my 20s, I mean, my goodness, it matters. You know, at 20, in your 20s, it does matter. You know,
everything matters to me. Like, I'm a person, everything matters. Like, I'm intentional about who I am, what I do.
Ooh, intentional.
Yes, very intentional.
That's our word.
Yeah, that word.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We love that word, intentional. We love it. That's a word we've been talking about, intentional. Really? You know, and that plays into this conversation, because, you know, we talk about intentional bondage, you know, intentional mindset, you know, intentional how we live our lifestyle, you know, and so to see that you're trying to break that for yourself. And come out of what the stereotypes and what people are saying about body image. You know, you're giving it a whole new twist, so you'll be able to reach a whole new level of generational, you know, people, and breaking curses and a lot of stuff.
I want to do it for my daughters the most. My daughters, I like, they're in school now. They're look at what's going on. Like, it's the the shootings, the bullying, you know, the kids, and then the parents being wrong and strong with this generation. So I can't. So I'm intentional for them. I need them to have something like, you know, my mom is blessed, and she didn't do it this way, and it could get done this way. I don't want them to think it's only one way, the way that the media said, the way that society says. So if there's going to be someone who's going to show them that there's another way, I ask God to let it be me. I don't want them to idolize people. I want them to, my mom never idolized the rapper. My mom never idolized the actual person. She chased Jesus. She chased her purpose. So like, and I'm spending these days, I'm no longer, I used to be about, paper chaser, this, get into the bag. No, I'm in my bag and in my Bible. I'm trying to find a way to articulate myself in a gospel way, not the violence and not the street way. Like, communication is so important to me. The delivery is so important to me. Like how I speak to people, my body language is all intentional, because people don't care. People just say anything to anybody. People just have no filter, no regards, no empathy. And I believe in good people. I believe in good people because I'm one of them. So I believe that if I stay like this, we're going to attract each other. Yeah. I tell God every day, I don't want no fame. Like, I asked him, I said, is there any way you could give me the life that I want without social media? But unfortunately, the world that we live in, I need
the masses. So it's, we need social media. Social media is not a negative thing, you know. You gotta.
No, it's just that it's just that my platform's gonna be different. I trust God that even though I'm not doing what everybody else is doing, that He still will establish me.
That's right.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
God is good.
I thought you were gonna say something, Reverend D. Okay.
No, I'm just listening because I'm taking it all in, you know, the wisdom and the knowledge of what she's saying, and you know, hopefully the people that are tuning in will take this really serious, because it's a whole lot mentally going and emotionally going into the surgery. Because I know for a while I wanted to do a tummy tuck and was turned down numerous times. And even my doctor that has that in Miami, you know, the girl was like, oh, no, you know, go to another doctor. You come here, we can do it, don't worry. And then come to find out I had liver issues. If I would have neglected myself, because I wanted this surgery, you know, at this age or whatever the case may be, but when it was blocked, I knew that it was definitely spiritually, because when I realized what was taking place with me and how the anesthesia would have damaged my liver even more. See, those are the things that I didn't know. So because I went to you know, to have this done, I found out so many things about my health that I didn't know. And I would have never known if I hadn't pursued doing this, you know. So now it's like, okay, it worked out for me in a good way because I found out my health issues. If I would have just listened to the young lady who said, no, you know, do whatever, mommy, you guys, blah, 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 I would have been in more damaging situation with my liver. So, you know, did I want it? Of course, because, you know, I wanted to have that flat stomach, and working out and exercise does not move away the stubborn fat. When you get to a certain age, you know, you're like, okay, and my metabolism, like I said, doesn't burn like that. And I don't come from a family that everybody is a size 32 waist. You know, they're pleasingly plump, you know, and so hey, you know, so I've learned to camouflage, you know, and save my health, you know. And so when I go into the emotional eating, because I was preparing for the surgery, so they get you up here. They get you up here, and it's like, oh, you know, I'm going to get this done. You know, you have to do this. And then when they tell you, no, it's not going to happen, you come down real hard. And that emotional eating, besides emotional eating, and it just magnifies even more. But I'm grateful because, you know, I ended up having to go on medication, which I'm on, which actually now put on extra weight, you know, 15 pounds over. So now it's like I have to work, but I can, after the medicine is done, I can work healthy to get back to where, so I'm grateful because now what it's going to do is push me to get back to do things naturally. So, you know, we really have to listen to the signs of what the doctors are saying. And the older that you get, you know, it's more, it's not like you 29. So, you know, you can handle it with your body and stuff. I'm about to be 60 next month. So for me, it's like, you know, hey, you've had this 50-something years, you know, work on it. So I'm learning a whole different way of living. I'm learning a whole different way about the intentional emotional eating, the intentional baggage, bondage, you know. So it ties in to so many different ways in our life. And so, it messed me for a while because I was like, tag, I really want to get this done. The stomach, you know, you know, but I'm just grateful that my life has been spared.
Man, I saw what they do. You know? I was watching a video with tummy tucks. Like they literally bring your whole stomach down. like they smash all of the fat out and bring this thing down and staple all of this stuff. Is the
Yes.
My doctor
Just
was
like a
holding
C-section.
my fat like this.
right?
I think it's on the, yeah.
Wow.
It should be
That's a lot.
on my Instagram. Yeah, he was so I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
That scar goes
Yeah.
here.
And
Yeah.
then the thing is, and then with the thing was the good of it is like the fat cells in my stomach, they're dead. So the only thing is like if I gain weight, it's gonna go like to my arms, my thighs.
Oh, that's
like,
what Reverend D was saying earlier. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
so it won't
So
go back to your
it
stomach.
will, yeah, my stomach will never get big again. But like the arms, you ever see someone like they look like the wrestlers? Is because they gain weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah. It goes to the face,
go to your face,
legs.
the
It
chin. That's
goes.
why
It has to find another
you'll
place
see
to go
girls go
to.
back for the chin surgery to get that. That's a waste of time. I have 4 girlfriends who did the chin thing, the lipo, and it's a waste of time.
Why?
I don't know why.
I would never mess with my
Yeah,
face. Like I like how my face looks. And people are stronger because for me, I would never have, I wouldn't want to get my breast done because I look at, I would do the stomach because, but anything else, I'm like, please,
Yeah.
But everybody has their own way of what they want and what they like, and all the stuff that's on the market right now, girl, please, I could buy a bra, lift it up, tie it around my neck. Be looking.
And get us some Spanish and hold it in.
Yes.
You ain't got to throw that on your shoulders no more.
And get home and take all that stuff off. Can't breathe now. Can't breathe at the party now.
I was the waist train queen.
Listen,
You be dancing out of breath.
I saw a video.
Can't breathe.
Listen,
I
I saw an advertisement the other day where they had like these leather body shapers. The lady had to be like about 4 and change, but he put this leather piece on her and he took his hand and everything that was hanging to her knees, he pushed it up and then he took a band and then he wrapped it up and then I said, listen here. Okay? I'm just like, listen, that right there, after work you want to take your bra off and you're like, I couldn't. Listen here. Okay? I was like, sister, they wouldn't even show her face. I was like, by the time he finished with her, he was tired. Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, just give me my little body shaper. I'm going to put on and I'll hold my stuff again while we talking from the side. And I'm good.
Baby,
but if my health didn't warrant certain things, I would have completed the tummy tuck. But God had another plan, a totally different plan. So it's to teach me how to be consistent. I can be consistent with everything else, but I've never been consistent really with me and my health. So this is something.
This is.
So, yeah.
Listen,
Thank
you so much for being here. We appreciate all my goodness, the wisdom that you have and the experience that you have. It sounds like a book, sis, if you haven't gotten on that already, or some type of journal or day-to-day something, is what it sounds like. But thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for having me. I hope that we could do this again. And thank you. I'm thankful that God is.
We'll see you at the restaurant. And we'll see you at the restaurant.
Yes, I work at Rome. That's another way to come and see me. Come get a steak at Rome Restaurant and Bar.